WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. The Civil Service Commission rejects 2 Columbus police officers' appeals of disciplinary action.
Officer Jared Booth was appealing his suspension set by the mayor and city council 5 months ago. Booth's attorney says the officer felt the decision was not made in good faith. City Attorney Jeff Turnage says appeal requests have to be filed within 10 days of a suspension and that Booth's appeal was too late. The committee agreed, upholding the city's decision. In a separate case, investigator Reginald Adams appealed his firing. This came after Adams reportedly drove an unmarked city vehicle to another town to apply for a police chief position while he was on the clock. Now, Adams claims the city's decision was political. Chief Fred Shelton's recommendation to the city council was suspension with no pay. The committee upheld the city's decision, saying it acted in accordance to proper rules.
3 members make up the Civil Service Commission. The mayor and city council appoint and select those members from the community. Its
main purpose is oversight for police and fire departments. Our Jory Talley joins us in the studio with more on what that group does. Jory.
That's right. The committee reviews every aspect of action when it comes to hiring and firing of the police and fire departments to ensure everything was done properly. The commission only gathers when there's an appeal hearing, such as today, which doesn't happen often throughout the year. Civil Service Commission reviews hiring and firing for the Columbus Police and Fire Departments.
Ultimately, what we want to do is ensure that those members that are part of our fire and police department get their fair representation if they feel like they need recourse on some issue. And we also support both of the chiefs, fire and police, to ensure that they get the most highly qualified individuals as members of their departments.
And when it comes to firing and other disciplinary action, the commission is looking to make sure the city made the right decision for the right reason.
The Civil Service Commissions will take in consideration the council did not make a decision based on religious beliefs or political beliefs. What they want to ensure is that the council did not terminate them erroneously.
We also review testing, and so anytime an issue is brought up before the city council or there's any disciplinary action, those members of the civil service have an opportunity to appeal that back to this commission, and we review those and investigate those cases.
Commission members are appointed by the mayor and city council and generally serve a 4-year term. However, the commission's chairman, Major General Thomas Moore, has been on the board since 2009. After serving the country for 36 years, the retired Marine now serves his city with the same dedication.
I've moved around and lived in a lot of different communities, but now I've made Columbus my home. And I feel like this is one way that maybe I can help serve those people who serve us, our police and our fire department. They do a magnificent job for our community. They're our first responders. We count on them for security.
If the Civil Service Commission rejects an appeal, the employee can then file an appeal with the circuit clerk's office.
An update on the 12-year-old Montgomery County boy attacked by 6 pit bull mixes last Friday. Animal Control Officer Arlen Pearson tells WCBI the dogs tested negative for rabies. Meanwhile, Aiden Green is still being treated at a Jackson hospital. WCBI spoke with a family member today who says Aiden has been undergoing daily procedures to clean the multiple bites on his body. He's still in ICU and remains sedated to limit his movement. We will hear from county leaders about this attack tonight on WCBI News at 9 and 10.
We now know the names of 2 people allegedly involved in a Columbus shooting. A city spokesperson says a heated argument broke out and shots were fired on Waterworks Road Tuesday. Now, Kivas Hill is charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault. Matiah Harris is charged with felony eluding. A white Ford Crown Victoria was hit in the gunfire. No one was injured. Police caught up with the 2 suspects at Warpath and McCrary Roads. Bond has not been set.
There could be a 7th trial in the Winona quadruple homicide case that is more than 2 decades old. The United States Supreme Court heard arguments today in the Curtis Flowers murder trial. He's accused of killing the owner and 3 workers at Tardy Furniture. 5 convictions have been thrown out. The Associated Press reports the High Court is likely to throw out Flowers' death sentence and conviction. Many questions centered in today's arguments were about whether District Attorney Doug Evans improperly excluded African-American jurors. No official ruling was made today.
Starkville police are looking for 2 women accused of what investigators call a flim-flam scam. It happened at Kroger. Now, this is surveillance video from inside the store. Police say the duo distracted a clerk at the customer service area and then deliberately caused some confusion while the clerk was giving them change. The suspects were able to leave the store with $2,000. Time now to get a first look at our forecast. We'll turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
We have a chance for a few showers here tonight. A little band of rain will move on through. Pretty nice weather after that. Another system by Monday, probably a beefier system as far as rainfall is concerned. Let's talk about what's happening now. Not a lot in our area. A little bit of light shower activity trying to pop up here on radar. Oxford to Holly Springs back up to Memphis. Some steadier rain here in eastern Arkansas and West Tennessee. This little narrow band will zip on through here later tonight, so we will lose the sun. The clouds come on in. Showers possible, but right now we are really enjoying a pretty nice afternoon in the 60s. Most of this evening down into the 50s. The showers move through. Tonight, the showers get out of here. We'll wake up to temperatures in the low 40s. Your full forecast coming up.
A Chickasaw County supervisor says residents will not be without ambulance service as the current providers want to raise fees. CareMed Ambulance Service says it's losing money and wants the county to pay $120,000 more each year. CareMed recently proposed options at a Board of Supervisors meeting, including cutting back to 1 ambulance for the county.
If they go up or want to go up, they'll give us a 120-day notice and we'll go through the rebidding process. But we want to keep 2 ambulances in the county. We can't operate the county with 1 ambulance. So our main priority is we're going to keep 2 ambulances in the county.
No word on when that rebidding process might happen.
Chickasaw County celebrates an increase in economic development and wants to attract some new businesses.
Our Ellie Martin looks at some of the things driving that development.
Layman Griggs remembers when his family's floral and gift shop called the Bus Stop was actually a real bus stop right off Houston's downtown square.
And that's the reason we named it the Bus Stop. There was a desk sitting inside here with a gentleman sitting in here running a taxi service, and the bus would come through 2 or 3 times a week.
The retired Mississippi Highway Patrol officer says his family wanted to be part of what he and others see as a positive growth trend for downtown Houston and the area.
This is a great little community. Everybody knows everybody. And that's why we love it here. It's just a nice little community and a great place to live.
As executive director of the Chickasaw Development Foundation, one of Sean Johnson's roles is to market the area and its unique attractions to potential investors.
Tanglefoot Trail, the Natchez Trace, and Chickasaw County in general has, almost 100 miles of horse trails. I mean, they're a big horsing community here, and you can see by the traffic going around us, for a town that's really not on an interstate, we have a lot of traffic coming through here.
Another building that's found new life is the old Ford place. Back in the day, this used to be a Ford dealership. Now it's an event center. And Sean Johnson says it's projects like this that will attract even more development.
This square really is the core of the community. The city's about to start with a development with new sidewalks, pedestrian lighting, landscaping and streetscaping. So we're really working hard to bring this town up to the next level.
The Dixie Diner, a downtown landmark for decades, is getting a makeover, and a boutique hotel will soon open on Houston Square. Allie Martin, WCBI News.
When we come back, we meet a teacher who brings a healthy attitude to her class.
We're Alabama bound for our Educator of the Week.
Welcome back. There's one classroom in Lamar County, Alabama, where you won't find an adult in the room. That's because health sciences teacher Stephanie Coleman considers herself just a big kid, she says. She teaches 10th, 11th, and 12th graders at the Lamar County School of Technology. She says teaching teenagers is a lot of fun. She learns from them just like they learn from her.
Every day is a new day. They have taught me so much. Some things I need to know, some things I didn't need to know. But it's just the excitement of it. I like to have fun myself. I have a big kid inside of me.
Coleman was a registered nurse and a school nurse before she became an educator. I bet her class is a lot of fun. If you'd like to nominate your favorite teacher, go to our website, wcbi.com.
Zombies take over the Boys and Girls Club in Columbus today as part of National Kick Butts Day. It's a campaign for tobacco-free kids, warning kids and teens of the dangers of smoking. Dozens of kids got their faces painted as zombies and held signs stating the dangers of smoking. The kids say they want to get the message out to as many people as they can.
One thing that I learned to not smoke, because cigarette can lead you to cancer. It's bad because it can kill you or harm you.
The Mississippi Department of Health reports more than 1 in 4 high school students used tobacco last year.
Temperatures in the 60s right now. We have clouds on the increase, a little bit of rain possible this evening, and tonight, not as chilly tonight though, only low 40s, more sun tomorrow. Your full forecast is next.
WCBI's Educator of the Week is brought to you by Food Giant, where your neighbors are the owners. Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
A pretty nice sunset developing here downtown Louisville, Mississippi. Some of those high clouds coming on in ahead of that rain shower activity that will be making a brief appearance later this evening. Mainly clear here in West Alabama, Durham's Pharmacy, but notice there a little bit of those high clouds just coming on in the view. And we are looking at some overcast conditions developing in Columbus with some of those clouds. But overall, a pretty pleasant evening developing. We got 65 in Columbus, 66 Tupelo, rain cooled in Memphis at 51, 48 in Little Rock. Now, temperatures will actually be trending upward as we approach the weekend, around 70 Saturday, low 70s Sunday into Monday. So a little bit closer to average, if not slightly above average as we get into the weekend. But let's talk about the rain coming on in. A lot of this initially may not be reaching the ground. The air is pretty dry right now. You know it. So the air is really dry. We really have to moisten things up, and we do have some rain falling back out there in Arkansas where you see the oranges and the yellows. That's some rain that's actually reaching the ground, but this is a narrow band that will move through, so it's not going to last too long as it moves through this evening. We're still thinking 1/4 of an inch or less. Some spots may not even get 1/10 of an inch, but a moisture nonetheless later this evening and tonight. Not as cold, low 40s here. And when you wake up, this rain will be out of here. So it's going to be basically a nocturnal event by mid to late evening. There it is, and it gets out of here by about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We may see some clouds hold tough tomorrow in the morning, but by the afternoon or really by late morning, things should be clearing out nicely. And we stay with the sunny skies for you Friday and probably for Saturday too. So speaking of tomorrow, turning sunny, 64 degrees, a bit breezy, northwest winds at about 10 to 15, but not too shabby here for the first full day of spring. Across the deep south, we're looking at mid-60s here. I shot at some low 70s down there by Mobile. For the weekend, high pressure for your Saturday and for Sunday too. Now we may start to see clouds increase a little bit late Saturday. Maybe a shower or two in our northwest by Sunday, but that system out west in the plains will give us a better chance of rain as we get into early next week on Monday. So we're thinking not a lot of moisture between tonight and Monday. So that bodes well for you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We are here in downtown Columbia, South Carolina. The Rebels are on their way, and Mississippi State is headed to San Jose. I've got more on the NCAA tournament coming up next in sports. Stick with us.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
We We are here in downtown Columbia, South Carolina, just one of many hosts to one of many NCAA tournament basketball games. If you see this colorful wall right behind me, there's a sign lit up right above it that says it's all about the dancing, which I think is a perfect description for this weekend. We're here in Columbia because Ole Miss is in the big dance for the first time since 2015. They're going to be taking on Oklahoma. Mississippi State is headed to San Jose for the first time in the big dance since 2009. They're going to be playing Liberty in that game. And this isn't the first rodeo for head coach Kermit Davis or for head coach Ben Howland of Mississippi State. They've been in the big dance plenty of times, and you don't need to tell them how important and how big of an event this is in college basketball. They'll tell you.
This is the greatest sporting event in all of sport in America. I mean, there's so much excitement about the NCAA tournament. One of the big reasons there's so many upsets. You see the little guy so often, more than we ever expect, beating, like last year, the UMBC win over Virginia was unbelievable. It's the first time it's ever happened, a 16-1 upset. And that's what makes this so exciting.
It never changes, it never gets old, and it was just a great experience. And like I said, just to have an Ole Miss fan base that was so eager, and just think this is only the 9th time in the history of the school, so it's not that many times. And so, it's something that, like, we hope, and Ross and I talked about in our interview, that you're in a position to where you've worked like crazy, and that, you know that you have a chance to be in the tournament, you have a chance to be in before selection Sunday comes.
Not only is it just one of a few times that Ole Miss has been in the tournament, it's one of a few times that Ole Miss and Mississippi State have been in the NCAA tournament at the same time. This is the first time that both teams have been in the tournament since 2002. So I'm going to be here in Columbia covering Ole Miss all weekend as far along as they can get in the big dance. And we have our Tom Ebel heading to San Jose to cover Mississippi State as they get ready to take on Liberty and hopefully advance from the first round in the big dance. What's going on, Tom?
Hey, welcome into Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport here in Atlanta. Just one more flight away from stopping in San Jose to check in with the Mississippi State Bulldogs on their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2009. One more flight to go till I'm in Pacific time, 2 hours back. It's been a long day, flew out of Tupelo this morning, stopped by Nashville, now Atlanta, and of course the final destination over in San Jose. The next time you'll see me probably about 10 o'clock. We'll be live from San Jose. It'll be 8 o'clock my time in Pacific. But yeah, make sure you tune into WCBI Sports all throughout the week as we prepare you for the NCAA tournament coming up on Friday. Reporting here in Atlanta, Tom Ebel for WCBI Sports. Courtney, back to you.
Ole Miss will be playing Oklahoma in Colonial Life Arena. They do have an open practice to the media tomorrow. We'll be there hopefully hearing from head coach Kermit Davis and watching the guys get a shoot-around going on before their game. That's going to be at 11:40 Central Time on Friday. But reporting here in Columbia, South Carolina, Courtney Robb for WCBI Sports. The last of your forecast is coming up after the break. Stick with us.
WCBI sports coverage of the NCAA tournament is brought to you by Wade Incorporated. Bank First, a better way to bank. And visit Columbus, the city that has it all.
Some wet weather moving in this evening. That rain will be done by the time you wake up tomorrow. The clouds will thin out. We'll see a lot of sun for the next few days, so enjoy it.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Spring is here.
Happy first day of spring.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We made it.
All right, thanks for joining us, everyone.